All right. Looks like we're ready to go. Good. All right. What do we have here? Mark, you're saying 10 a.m. new home sales. Okay. That'd be good to know. Oh, yes, Alexander. I got to remember to fund my account. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's all good. I just did all that, logged in, made sure everything's in the right place. So thanks. I did make that mistake recently, right? I think it was at some point. Anyways, all good. So looks like we have news at 10 today. Let's have a look. I haven't looked at anything day trading related. It feels like in a very long time. I've taken longer breaks from trading before, but this one feels weird. It feels like I really got away from trading. Anyways, we're here today. So yes, new home sales at 10:30, some Dallas Fed manufacturing index stuff. 10 o'clock. That's what you got to pay attention to today. And we've had troubles with the levels recently, right, guys? Yeah, look at that. Again, it's way too small. I haven't seen these levels be useful in a few months now. This is no fun. All right, not using it. I do have a different strategy to use as well anyway, so I'll be working with that one today. And you'll see it. Anyways, for now, I don't see anything fun on the SPY. After the hammer yesterday, or was it Friday? No, there wasn't. There's no setup up here. After the big move, looks like that was news. It's just a choppy mess, really. You can go with the pre-market breakout, but you're ending up scalping. I don't see a genuine good setup here. So looks like I'll be sitting out the first little while, 30 minutes or so, because I don't see a setup. And then we'll see. What do you got here, Raf? Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Health and everything. The levels haven't helped you recently. Yeah. So a lot of you guys have been in touch with Das, right? Trying to work this out. I think Asgar was there and Vinay as well. You guys are all been, and Ray. You've been in contact with them, and they're changing the information, filtering information. So anyways, that's not what it used to be. So what I've done is basically I'm going back to my old style of trading with a few minor refinements. So I still like to go from level to level, big moves. So we'll see. If you can't use it, you can't use it. Simple as that. Anyways, we have a few minutes before the open. Let me know what you guys have on your minds, and if there's anything you want to talk about, we can do it. I'll just wait for that news to pass at 10 and then look for something. I see that big double bottom here. This was a good setup last week. From up to down, good looking double bottom, and then I don't think it was too complicated to get into this kind of setup. Hopefully some of you guys caught this on Friday. That would have been good. What do we got? Sujit, did you have your coffee or too much coffee again?
Yeah, I just had.
Too much. You're looking at PLTR. Looks like a very tight consolidation in the pre-market. So breakout of that could be explosive, generally looking to the downside. But overall, just look to the left. It's in a choppy mess. You could scalp this zone, but I'd be very careful. You have support here, 154. You have resistance here just above, around 157-ish. It's just a tight mess. I don't know. Doesn't look interesting. Google. Big move, yeah? It's interesting. Put in this reversal setup, then found support. Huh. The break of the previous day's high could be really good on Google if it gets there. For now, again, it's in a zone where you can't trust it to make a long move, like a move that takes a long time. Something to keep an eye on. Looks like it's let it get through yesterday's high. That's when I think it'll be really aggressive. If these buyers that came in late on Friday, you can see the support right there, right? 205.50.
Yeah.
Right there. Let's see if those buyers hold. Maybe there's a long from down there going up, but you're really going into that previous price action. If these buyers are truly good, then if they break the high of day or previous day's high, that's when you have a lot of conviction.
Yeah, on daily time frame is touching the all-time high.
Oh yeah, there you go. All time high. That would be all time high. Yeah, there you go. So that can be explosive, right? In that area, all time high.
Yeah,
Yeah, fun, something to look at. Oh, we got Brian. Welcome. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of new guys in here. Welcome, guys. Good to have y'all. He's saying Tarbash noted snagging levels from Yahoo Finance, no filtering on there, and it seems okay. Yeah, if it works, if you're able to get the right levels, it works. Listen, I was able to use it for the first half of this year. It worked fine. And now things have changed. It doesn't work. Okay. I'm not going to go hunting around for these levels or even email DOS. It's not an 80-20 thing to do, for me at least. I'll just trade the way I know how to trade. I've traded the fractal patterns for years, finding levels myself without these automatic levels. No big deal. Actually, what I'm more interested in now is trying to get entries on 1 minute price action on the options charts to tighten up the risk a little and see if I can really go out of the money. So these are the things I'm working on. I don't care if those levels don't work. The Avi stuff it's a bunch of crap. Anyways, who the hell came up with that anyway? Never heard of it. If it don't work, let it go. What do we got? Friday was amazing. Raf, did you get Friday? Get this whole big move? Google, Spy, all this fun stuff. Ryan, you're looking at RBLX. Oh, look at that. Looks like there's news on that right about now before the open. Again, scalping opportunities on stuff like this. If you like to look at levels, you got something right up there. Well, if it's going up, you have resistance. Well, let's go zoom out a bit. There we go. Look at that. Right there. This was interesting. You can see this was a real pinpoint here. Then you found an interesting zone in this pre-market area before it did the breakdown. So it's already in that zone, yeah? Interesting. You got levels to work with over there. It's already blown through everything else down here. This whole big consolidation looks like it blew up through it. What could be fun is if it drops to 121 down there and then bounces off. That could be fun. As far as a naked trading setup is concerned, you see this big hammer here? Then the new high off of that would be the entry on a 30-minute chart. So that would have been about 30 minutes ago for that long. So anyways, I think it'd be good for scalping. Looks like it'll be aggressive. Looks like there'll be volume, RVol, all that fun stuff. Man, I'm not seeing anything on the SPY. If I catch a naked trading setup here, I'll put a level on it, and I'll go off of that on the options chart. And real quick look at these options today. What is this? Oh, it's 25th. Oh, I can't even look at it. The yellow ones are what I'm looking at. The highest open interest is here, 650. Makes sense. It's pretty obvious it would be there. On the put side, 640. Makes sense. So anyways, not much to look at for now. First find a setup and then look at all the option stuff. Cool. Okay, a minute to go. Saban, you want NVIDIA real quick? NVIDIA, again, yeah, pre-market pretty tight. You're looking for a breakout of the high. Basically, you have yesterday's high, you have pre-market high. These are all areas to think about. Wait for those breakouts. I mean, again, you can scalp it, but I don't like to scalp it in between, inside of where it's been a mess on a 30-minute chart. There you can see NVIDIA already going. I don't like to do all that. But, wait for it to break out. Then you really got something. Suzanne, you're starting your funded account today. Nice. Congratulations and good luck with it. Good luck with the funded stuff. Looking at Tesla. Same story, yeah, as NVIDIA. Wait for it to break out of this. It's all looking bullish, but still there's resistance overhead, just like NVIDIA. I'd like to sit and wait on these things. Let it get jumpy at the open, let a lot open, and then, really start trading after that. Remember, only amateurs trade the open, right? Me, I'm probably just going to wait till that 10 a.m. news. Anyways, market's going to open in 10 seconds, guys. You know the drill. The market is a gold mine. If your setup's not there, just wait for it. It'll come back. It'll come to you later today, tomorrow, whatever. I'm just excited to get back into the game at some point. It's been a while. There we go. Things are open. I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I don't see a 30-minute setup at all. Why is this thing saying NVIDIA? There we go. Okay, now the options working. Everything's working. I want to make sure my platform works. That's the first thing. I'll pull up a few other charts here so we can look at them. All right. What were we looking at? Tesla, NVIDIA, and Google today? All right. SPY. Pre-market breakout on the SPY. You kind of have that area where it's at now. I don't see a setup on it. This could have been a good long, but again, the long would be good above if it sets up at 646 up here. Yeah, we gotta wait for it. Here's one thing I like to think about when I was looking at daily charts when I used to trade them. When you have a massive day like you had on Friday on the SPY chart here, the next day is a day you generally don't want to trade, especially if the price action is inside of that massive day, which is it is, and it is most of the time. That's how it ends up. It just gets choppy. So wait for it to get out of there. So sit and wait. There you go. 1 minute ORB going down. If you guys like such things on the SPY. What happened here with Tesla? Nothing much. I think NVIDIA could be very interesting. Yeah. Again, I don't see any setups as far as the candlesticks are concerned. Oh, wait, do I? Hold on a second. I do. Oh, I do. I see it. What am I saying here? I see it right here. Now I see it. You see this hammer here at 7 a.m.? That's a bullish indication. If it drops below that, that's no longer bullish. But let's see. Oh, there it is. It dropped below right now. Okay. So that setup's not there. Just sit and wait for it. Yeah, it made a new low. That's not interesting. Not good. And you have Google getting to that support zone that we identified earlier. But careful, it's also made a good looking double top. Well, not good, but a decent one, right? The shorts would be interested here. But you would really want to see if the buyers step up. This is the zone right now. Right here. 205.50. Let's have a look. This is so interesting, watching real price action after a while. How fun. I missed you guys, last couple of weeks. I felt really out of place in this world. No trading, no fun online with you guys. It's like, what am I doing in this world? That sort of thing.
I'm out of sync too, man. I was so used to you being gone. I was in the freaking general chat room all morning going, where the hell is everybody?
Oh gosh. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that general chat room. You guys are way too rowdy for me. Oh my gosh. Every time I popped in there, it's a party. Yeah, but good times. It's good to see you guys are actually getting together, trading all the time together. That's really great. Better than doing it by yourself. And it's good to have a community to where you can really intimately interact. That makes a difference. So it's a good thing you guys are using that. There you go. Watch these buyers on Google, guys. 205.50. They're not aggressive as I would like to see. It's just not jumping around as much. But let's see. This is the area. Look at that. Tesla as well, looking like it wants to go below that pre-market zone. Very interesting. I should put SPY up on my other chart so I can pay attention. There it is. Yeah, SPY just stuck in the pre-market. So as you guys know, as far as strategy is concerned, I just go off these Avi and The Avi8ors levels, but I'm not using that now just because they're just too tight. They're not usable anymore. So I've made a few changes. Let's watch the open, actually. We'll get into those details in a bit. Let's go through the open. I'll share those details with you. There you go. The buyers are stepping up on Google, it seems. Nice little hammer, good pattern. So if you believe in this as a reversal pattern, room to the left and all that, your entry would have been about a second ago. Basically the new 1 minute high, just about where it is now. 205.80-ish for the long. if you like such things.
I'm in Google.
Google, all right. Cool. Manage your risk.
Yeah, stop below the low slow.
There you go. Yep. Makes sense. Stop
Yeah.
below. And you're just going up, looking at resistance zones.
Just past PDC. So
Yeah.
it's
I
cool.
would look at 207-ish as an area I'd look at for trouble. Then you have 208 and 208.50. Those are the targets that I have. Yeah, 207 is basically the resistance so far today. All right. Spy, huh? Spy. I'm very curious about these options things. I'm doing some different things with options at the moment. I've been working on. I haven't entirely been on vacation, even though you guys think I was. I've been working on stuff here, trading stuff. So let's see if we can get into something. All right. I'm actually watching for patterns on the options chart. Oh, this is way too out of the money. Can't go anywhere with it. 649. Can't do anything with this one. 47. The SPY's at 644 now. 647 is so far out of the money. It's crazy. Very tricky. Very tricky. It's down there. You know what I've discovered is you can actually read patterns on the options charts, but you got to realize that the patterns that come up more often are quite different than regular charts. Mostly, you're just looking at reversals, which get very tricky. There you go, Google. De-risk zone coming up around 207, I'd say. Firstly, I'm looking for a pattern on a 30-minute chart to begin with. If I don't see that, there's nothing. That's the first step in my strategy. Right now, I just see chop. I don't see a pattern. What do we got here in the chat? So 208 liquidity for Google. All right. Cool. It has to get through 207 first. That is firm resistance so far. Again, that could be a very explosive breakout. If that sets up a little ascending wedge or something here, just under 207, that's a good place to add even, or to get into it. Looks like fun. And then you have a chance for 208 and all that liquidity.
It's coming.
What do we got? Saban, you're looking at Amazon. Oh, look at that. Watch it now, huh? High of yesterday or previous day. I don't see a pattern on a 30-minute chart, but there's a breakout zone right there. Keep an eye on it here. I wouldn't enter this, not now. Let it consolidate, then you have your entry. Here you go. Google 207 and
Struggling.
break that.
Yeah.
Give it a chance. Everything takes a bit of time.
Up at break even.
Good. There you go. De-risk the whole thing already, yeah? Fantastic. Yeah. That's the whole name of the game, guys. Put risk on, and then the only thing on your mind should be, how do I take the risk off? Which is basically move your stop to break even. When can you do that? How quickly can you do that? Then you're in the game. After that, start thinking about profits. That's generally how I like to think about it. It's all risk. 99% of the time, you're just thinking about risk management. There you go, Google. Amazon, yeah, struggling at that previous day's high as expected. But wait for it. You never know what's going to happen. Ooh, NVIDIA as well. NVIDIA found a little something here. What did we say was down here? Oh, yeah, pre-market support. You can see the support area. So it dropped below, it found buyers. You see these higher lows on NVIDIA? That's an indication that the buyers are taking over. And yeah, could be good. This is one of those patterns that I don't trade, but it's there. You go, Google, fun. Now the SPY, I don't see anything, but let's look at these Google options just because I'm curious. These are this week's expiry. If we went with a 207, so you don't have 207, okay, 207.50. Aha, look at that. I'll show you something. So let's say on Google, you pre-planned your setup. You saw it. If there's buyers down here around 205.50 in this zone, you're thinking about a long on a 30-minute chart. Then you're looking at the 1-minute options chart. And sure enough, you're getting this reversal setup. And your entry is down just there, the new 1-minute high, the stop below, and you're in this thing going up. You de-risk it pretty quickly. It's the kind of stuff I'm looking to do. Pick those 1-minute entries on the options out of the money contracts. And you really got to pick the one with a high open interest. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but at least you know there's liquidity. This would have been epic. If your entry was here around 315, let's say, you're going up towards, well, what's the high so far? About $4. So from $3.15, you're out at $4. It's pretty good ROI, isn't it? So things to think about. What's going on with NVIDIA? So those buyers were stepping up and then lost it. And now the sellers are right here. This is interesting. You see, I'm seeing these lower highs, which means the sellers are in charge. But at the moment, it hasn't closed yet. This could be a higher low as well, right? Down here where it is right now, if it's a bullish candle. Things to think about. What is interesting, though, look at this. It was support, breakout, retest, and go down. That's the easiest way to think about this, I'd say. So here's your breakout, here's a retest, went into it a bit, and you're thinking short more than anything else. What was support is broken and turned into resistance. Very cool. Tesla, I got Tesla here on the chart. Big mess. All right, back to Google. So let's see it test the previous high of day. You have 207.10, kind of where it is now. Let's see if it can bounce off of this zone. Call it the opening price, around here. 207-ish, basically. Let's see what happens. Shane, you got NVIDIA short. Nice. Yeah, that was a good 1-minute ORB earlier. Then you have this reverse ABCD sort of setup. It's not neat because I was seeing these higher lows here. So I was thinking the buyers are taking over. So I would struggle to put risk on this reverse ABCD. Let's see if this is a higher low. What you got, Brian? You took the SPY bounce 645. Let's look at the SPY. What do we have? What are you looking at? 645 calls. All right. Nice. You got into this scalping. 644.25. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. Nice. There you go. Watch the high of day break. There it is. New high on the SPY. Good stuff. I don't see a pattern yet on a 30-minute chart, so I'm not touching it. Yeah, that's smart. Waiting for 10 a.m. now, just because it's only about 15 minutes away. And anyways, I don't see a setup, not for the way I like to trade. So far, all you scalpers had a good day already. And Google, NVIDIA, Amazon. Hey, what happened with PLTR? We were looking at that, right? What happened there? Yeah, straight through that pre-market zone, huh? Yeah, wow. Pretty fast drop. Nice. Yeah, we were saying it was more weak than strong. So if you caught the breakdown, we were saying the breakdown from pre-market low, you got into a pretty fast move. Was that you, Sujit? Did you catch that? You were looking at this, right?
Yeah, I was looking at it, but I chose to Google.
Oh, man. Come on. I told you it's a short before the market opened. Come on.
But I made good in Google, so it's okay.
All righty. Nice. Nice. That's the thing on setups like this on PLTR. I mean, look in the pre-market. It's all bearish. It's obviously bearish than bullish. you look at the left, it's a great big choppy mess. So if you're entering that short, you're always thinking about taking it off. You have this low over here, then you have the low of the previous day over here. If it keeps going, great, you can try and recycle those shares. But trading in this kind of zone, this is where I'm always thinking about taking it off. There you go, just about at 150 now, though. That was a very fast drop. Yeah, low of day. Look at that. Cool. Not too bad. Nice. Shane, you got 1R on NVIDIA? Cool, man. That's it. Manage the risk. Always manage the risk. Look at that SPY. Yeah. Wow. Great big choppy mess on the SPY. Pretty much as expected after yesterday's activity, or was it Friday's activity? Cool. What were we looking at? Google, I think, right? Oh, yeah. So it didn't quite get up to 208. You de-risked at 207. And it came right back into the opening range. Tricky, huh?
Yeah, I'm still in.
Still there? All right. Nice.
Took one partial at 207.40.
Nice. Nailing the top there. Huh? Close to the top.
Almost, yeah. I'm aiming for 208, but it's struggling.
You know the best way to get to 208?
Wait.
I can make it there. Yeah. I can make it get there. What you got to do is put in these range orders and don't look at it.
Yeah.
Either it stops you out or it goes, and whatever happens in between doesn't give you heartburn, and then you'll be okay. That's the easiest way.
In my dash, high of the day is 208.42, right? And in your dash, I see 207.7. I don't know why.
High of day?
I mean, today's high of the day.
Yeah, 207.7. You're saying you're seeing it at 208.70?
208.4.
4.
Yeah, I don't
Anyone
know.
else see that? Anyone else see something different on their charts? The high of day of Google. If you guys want to type it into the chat here, that'll be good. We can compare. What's high of day of Google for you guys so far? I have 207.70.
207.72.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
208. Okay, we have a few guys in here looking at 208.25, 208.70. Whoa. 208. Wow. Okay, these numbers are way off. 207.70. Huh.
I think they are seeing the pre-market high.
Well, the pre-market high, yeah, that's up there. That's 208.30.
30, yeah.
Yeah. But the high of day so far happened at 9:39, according to my chart.
Let's
If
go.
we're having different information, I think that would be a problem. Man, is Das messing around with this again?
Maybe I'll restart and check again.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, if we're having different information, that's a problem. But restart DOS would help a lot of things. Makes it easy. See if we all land up in the same place. You know what? I might as well restart my DOS. I haven't used it in a month or something. Might be me. Hold on, I'm going to restart DOS just to make sure everything's in the clear.
So the high matches trading view as well. So the 207, 72, 71, that matches trading view as well.
Okay.
So that is correct, I would assume.
All right. That makes sense to me because I have the same. But yeah, I don't know how this could happen. I mean, I don't know if DOS is making some serious changes that. What was the information we got where they're filtering out some so-called bad prints at the 8 a.m. candle? I wonder if they're doing that in the open market as well. This would be really strange. All right, here we go. Right back into it. I have 207.70. So, yeah, according to me, it's 207.70.
I think it's the ticker as well. It's GOOG or GOOGL. Both. That's what the difference is.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. I have a GOOG.
Oh, come on, man, Sujit. Thank you, Aaron. That was that was the
it's
most
a
obvious
different than Google, or it's the same?
Yeah, it's the tickers.
thing. Oh man, you guys had me all freaking out. Yeah, it's just two different tickers, same company.
That happened to me and Rahman the other day too. The same with the Google because he was selling a different price.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm glad we got that cleared up. It's not a DOS issue. It's just a degenerate issue, really.
Come on, Google.
What do we have? This level right there.
It's
There we go.
strong.
Yeah, it's holding. It's holding. You see the buyers that stepped up here at 206.40 and just consolidating here with higher lows before the high of day break is what it looks like to me. So again, all bullish so far, especially if you're seeing liquidity at 208. Likely wants to go up there and get it. And it dropped down, picked up shares. Market makers did all that. If you like to look at these sorts of things, it's there. It's all there. Oh, I gotta put the levels back on this chart. What's going on with Tesla? I haven't really paid attention to it.
Avi, I don't think you're sharing your screen.
Oh yes, thank you. Thank you. I should do that. You see how out of touch I am with all this trading stuff?
Probably too much alcohol at the beach.
What are you talking about? Too much vacation is actually no good because your mind kind of just goes to sleep. I realized that about myself a few days ago. I'm like, oh man, it's like I have to force myself to be alert. That's unusual.
With the 80-20 rule, aren't you supposed to be working 20% of the time and on vacation 80% of the time?
Yes. I think that's actually more effective than actually just stepping away for a month. And day trading is really, what do I work? 2 hours a day, maybe? That's about it. I don't ever need a vacation. I don't know why I took these vacations recently. It's really unnecessary. I'm actually happier when I'm here with you guys trading and doing all this stuff. And every
Come
day
on.
for me anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hey, Alex, don't look at it, man. You're gonna keep saying "come on" to Google. It's gonna hear you at some
Oh,
point.
fuck. I thought I'm muted.
You're gonna piss it off. Yeah. No, day trading really is a bit of a lifestyle business, as in you're not working 10 hours a day and then you need a vacation every quarter or something like that. Really, I never really craved vacations. I just kind of took vacations this year. So time to just stay focused now. And just simply trade. Nothing going on Tesla, just a mess. Google, what else we got? Yeah, Shane, go ahead. Am I seeing this right? All right, what do we have? NVIDIA's interesting. Where is it at? Still down there.
Hello?
Yeah, Shane, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
I've been really struggling with this. If your setup is still there, just take the trade. So NVIDIA 2-minute chart, we were looking at that, broke down, started retesting that 177.50. Now that's kind of did that little wick, there's two little candles, that usually invalidates my setup. But it's holding this level still of the entry point, right? So would this be no longer the setup? And if it makes a new low here towards 177, you get what I'm saying? When do I tell myself the trade is invalid now and I don't need to take another attempt, even if it looks like this?
Yeah, and that's a good one. So you got to firstly really clearly and cleanly define your setup. If your setup has two elements to it, one is the level and the other is the price action, you have to have both in play and behaving exactly as you need them to say that the setup is there. If one of them is there and one of them's not, then your setup's not there. It's as simple as that. Now, that's most trading strategies where I recommend you really just have a simple set of rules that have to be there in order. The other way to trade, which is a bit more complex, but I think there's a lot of money to be made in it, is identifying buyers and sellers, because the market is nothing more than buyers and sellers. And you start just looking for who's in charge. And if you're looking at this 2-minute chart on NVIDIA, you'd say at first the sellers were clearly in charge. And since that second minute, you're seeing these buyers stepping up, these these higher lows. So if you're looking at this sort of thing, then you're thinking, okay, you're going to keep going, thinking about a long and try and enter where you can manage your risk. And you're just going with the buyers. So that's a different style of trading. A lot of people look at liquidity and the tape and all that sort of stuff to trade like that. I do that too at times, looking more at momentum stuff. But again, that's more complex, much more discretionary, much more room for your emotions to take over and make your decisions for you. So again, nothing wrong with it. It's just a matter of what is your style, what is your setup, what is your strategy that you trust, that you can trade, and you have to go with that. My recommendation is, in the long term, just keep moving more and more towards trying to read buyers and sellers. Eventually, you kind of get to a point where you really get your head in a zone where you don't even see candlestick patterns anymore. You're just seeing buyers and sellers. You're seeing the buyers are clearly in charge, and there's more and more momentum of them coming in. And with that, you add more and more size, and you get really aggressive with your trading. I've done that a few times. And when I get into a real headspace for that, when I'm really in the zone, I look at stuff like that. So I think it's important to move towards that, keep getting more and more experience and going towards that. Then you won't be bothered anymore with levels and candles. You're simply able to read the market just like that. So that should be an end goal sort of thing. Bit of a long answer, but
No,
that helps.
appreciate that. Thank you. Obviously, it never made the new low, so the intent never happened again.
There you go. Yeah, that's all. It's all these. This is a real dead giveaway. These higher lows is buyers taking over. You look at this Google options chart. This massive hammer with the new high, that's buyers taking over after the little drop. And these are pretty obvious things to see, that these are giveaways of who's in charge. Even here on this Google 1-minute chart, you have a flat top, pretty flat. It's hit there a couple of times. And after this 946 candle, you can see how aggressive this candle was. This is a massive candle. It's actually engulfed all the last 4 candles or so. And the price has never even dropped halfway into that candle after that. I mean, this is all aggressive buyers, all of it. And you'd put your risk at basically 207 or a little below 207, give it a little bit of room and just let it break out when it wants to break out. That's the way I like to see these sorts of things. And really, when you start really seeing the market as buyers and sellers rather than a bunch of candlesticks, things change completely. That's when you have conviction. You can put on size and risk and hold it for longer, and then partial and then put it back on. And actually, more importantly, just hold it for longer. So all those sorts of things are things I'm working on. There we go. Now watch NVIDIA at the high of day. Here's where it is likely to struggle, and let's see if the breakout happens.
News coming in 2 minutes or whatever.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Let's watch the news. There we go. Ugh, what a mess on the SPY, huh? I'll put this here. We're going to have a new 30-minute candle at the end of this news, so let's see what happens. We might have something. What do we got here? I'm missing stuff in the chat. It's not DAS. Yes, Kim, I am sharing my screen now. I wasn't for a while. It's back. Guess when you got PDD. All right, we'll look at that in a moment after the news. Reza, PLTR. All right, we'll look at that stuff after we look at this news here on SPY. Yeah, Brian News. Tesla, Suzanne. You're in Tesla. All right, we'll look at it in a minute. And I've seen some really interesting price action the last couple of weeks. I wasn't exactly on vacation. Here we go. Yeah, a little jumpy on the SPY. There we go. Break the high. You can see this on the SPY where the lows were getting higher and higher. You can really trade that stuff. Just need to manage the risk. Six. Gosh, these options are 3 cents. It's too far out of the money. Anyone know what the news is? Bad news, good news, home sales? Wasn't that the interest rate thing on Friday? The interest rates are not being raised, I think. That was the news. And so now home sales should be.
Yeah, home sales is coming up.
Okay. It's not out yet, huh? Should be out by 10.
Oh, yeah, right now.
Yeah. And so the algorithms should have reacted to it by now, which looks like this is all we're going to get. Okay. All right. I don't see much happening, but anyone see a pattern here on the SPY 30-minute chart now? Anyone? Anything? Yes, no?
Is it shaping up for your cup and handle thing?
No, it's not,
No?
unfortunately. A little rounded bottom, kind of, but not. It's There's nothing in it. Even though it did put in this bullish hammer, there's no room to the left. It's not even an ideal one with a long wick. This one was closer to ideal, but really didn't step out of this consolidation, didn't even make a new low. So even this, there was no setup here. So far, after yesterday's or Friday's big move, I haven't seen a single setup yet. Nothing worth looking at. Just a choppy mess. Nothing I want to trade. If you got into this, you'd just be in a mess right here. All right, what did we want to see? You guys were talking about some tickers. PLTR. Oh, look at that. Dropped and bounced, huh? So the drop was through the pre-market low. The bounce happened, I don't even know where. Down there, but is there a level down there? I don't know. So if you're long in this, I would say just look at the 1 minute chart. You see, this was resistance. You already threw that. Further up. Yeah, basically this wick right here, this is where it pushed up and the sellers were right into the game. 155.50. And then you'd look for a break of high day later. Unless you have VWAP and stuff along the way, which if you guys like those things, you can trade that. But I just like the price action. I'd say 155.50 is where I would have a big target if I took this long. It's actually a good setup on a 1 minute chart. Look at this. Big drop. And then it put in this reverse hammer. Sorry, this just a hammer. Long wick. Room to the left. The new 1 minute high would be the entry. Stop below it and you're in this thing. Oh, I wasn't even looking at it. There you go. It looks okay. And was it Tesla? Oh yeah, Suzanne, you want a Tesla? My target on Tesla would be don't touch it. Really, just don't touch it. It's such a mess. I mean, are you long somewhere? Because it's not been neat. Oh, you're out of it? Okay. Yeah, this is it's tricky. Actually, now it's getting into a tight little consolidation. So breakout through here might be something, but it's messy. I don't like the look of it. Hasn't looked good all day. You were long from 336. All right, nice. Got that entry. And then you look to the left and see where you find resistance. You have something right about here, but realistically more here. 338.50, I'd say that would have been a target. Yeah, a big pop into that. And then you have further wicks overhead. 340, okay. There you go. You got close to 340. Good catch. I don't know how you caught this, but a good catch. And there are many ways to trade this. I just don't like to trade it. What else we got? You guys want to look at something else? PDD. Oh yeah, guess what? You got PDD. Where'd you get it from? 129. Did you get long on 129?
Yeah. Hi, Abhi. How are you?
Hey, all right, all right.
I
You
was
got
long
long.
from 129 to 133.
All right. You caught this bit of a second leg sort of thing. Cool.
Mhm.
Well done. Boy.
But I have some left now. So should I just wait for it or just get out of it? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, make sure you're completely risk-free to begin with. So your stops at break even.
Yeah.
And
The
then
stops are already taken, right?
yeah, and then put a target out there. Pick one that makes sense to you. So you got out 133. What makes sense moving ahead? Man, this is quite a heavy one. Just go 135 is a simple number. I'm sure you'll find liquidity there. If it breaks 133, it's likely to punch through 135. Nice round number. Simple enough. Little bonus. And that's it. And you're risk-free. I just keep it simple.
Thank you.
Yep. Cool. What do we got here? So you're just saying NVIDIA's going? All right. What do we have on NVIDIA now? Okay. After that candle. Oh, here we go. Here's a perfect setup. After that first 30-minute candle, you can see this big consolidation, room to the left, perfect hammer. The new high is the entry. So right about here, let's say right about there is where you'd want to find an entry. And on a 1-minute chart, where is it? Oh, come on. There it is. Oh, look at that. Burst right through it. Tricky place to enter. Yeah, it's been messy. But this is the entry area.
Where would you put your stop?
If I was able to catch this entry, perhaps on this white candle, I'd put it right below this entry candle, right down here.
Okay.
Yeah. So the 30-minute setup is excellent.
Yeah.
Consolidation, the hammer. And this is a continuation pattern. Then you want to get a setup on the 1 minute, which we kind of got it. It's a very tough one. That's right there. You already had the indication earlier with these higher lows. See that? Buyers taking over. We were talking about this earlier. Can you really read the market? As in this is a dead giveaway. These buyers just taking over higher lows. Pretty cool. That's the stuff I'm trying to look at on the options charts. It's a little trickier with options because time decays in the picture. But there's money to be made. So the SPY had this whole thing with the buyers taking over, very similar to NVIDIA. And if we get with the options, let's go with 140, 644. Yeah, you see how difficult that is. Can you tell me it's making higher lows on this? No way. There's no way. That's why I can't trade this. I have to wait for a better setup. Oops. All right. So anyways, I'm still waiting. Let's see if the SPY sets up something. Otherwise, just come back tomorrow. There you go, Shane. You used the pre-market range on NVIDIA and measured moves off of that. Cool. Yeah. Looks like this whole Avi thing might be a thing of the past, huh? It was good while it lasted. Now it's time to go back to other ways of trading. Anyways, guys, we have about 20 minutes in this session left. Let me know if there's anything on your minds. There's nothing on my mind other than this choppy SPY chart. Well, let me know if there's something you want to talk about. There you go, Shane. Remove the 8 a.m. thesis and you like the measured move. Yeah. Measured moves are simple, easy. I just found it easy off the 8 a.m. candle for a while, and well, The 8 a.m. candle seems to have disappeared. So, okay, leave it, let it go. Yeah, measured moves are easy. When you have, I like the idea of having a target in mind before trading or before putting on a position. And measured moves gives you pretty obvious targets, especially if they line up with other levels and round numbers and liquidity, if you like to look at all those things. Perfect. You can trust it, right? Then you can really hold on to your trade. And you don't have that problem of getting out too early as most people do. So that works. Yeah, keeps the greed in check as well. It's good stuff. Susan, you're asking what other trading strategy? Oh man, pick one. Pick any strategy. I've traded maybe 20 strategies over the years, effectively. So pick one. In the boot camp stuff, when I was helping out with that, I remember telling everyone in there, every time I went in there, I was telling people, it's all about building a strategy, and that's the whole point of that program. I told everyone in there, no matter what strategy you've got, it'll work. I promise you it'll work, and I'll prove it to you. Give me your strategy. Give me 1 quarter. I'll make it profitable, no matter what. I'll stick to those rules in that strategy. Every strategy works. The secret sauce is RVR, risk to reward. Stop out quick and don't enter a trade unless it offers you 3-1 as a minimum. And most of the time you're at 5-1. Then every strategy works. Even a coin toss strategy works, right? Very important. And then hold it for that target, that 5R. And that's it. So you don't need complex strategy. As long as you can execute with big RVR, you'll always win. But now to do that, you need the stuff in between your ears, right? Resilience, mindset, all that stuff. That's the hard part. But that is the secret sauce, really. So those are the things to really work on. I'm not fussed about levels and strategies. I really don't care. I trust my own mindset. That's what matters. And then I'll find a strategy. I always find a strategy. That's not a big deal. That's easy enough. You can go with the strategy we discussed today. Look, higher lows here on NVIDIA. Okay, take the long. Look, that's it. That's a strategy right there. It's not a big deal. But RVR, that's the key. But for now, as far as strategy is concerned, what I'm looking at doing is waiting for my setups on a 30-minute chart on the SPY. And you know what those setups are, the naked candlestick setups. And if I get it, then I'll put a level there. Let's say I find a setup right now. Let's say I identify this as a long. So I put a level right there where I identify the setup is complete. And then I'll go over to the options chart, basically ignore the 1-minute chart. Just want to go to the options chart and try to find that entry around that level. When the price is around that area, was it 644.40 at the moment? On the options chart, it's about in this area. If I can find a pattern setup here, ascending wedge or something for that breakout, then I'll take that. Or if it came down, that would be a reversal setup. I'll take that. So it's not actually too different from what I've been trading all year so far this year with the Avi levels. It's just that the difference is I'm going with price action first. Let the price action set up, and then I'll put a level there. And instead of then looking for the setup and the tight entry on the 1-minute chart, I'll just look for it on the 0 DTE options chart, out of the money. What I'm trying to achieve with this is get more out of the money trades, as well as trying to manage risk on the options chart. So basically tightening up risk. That's the whole point of it. Because it's not always where the 1-minute chart and the options chart go together, right? We've seen that a lot, especially with 0 DTE stuff. And what I've observed also is you can see patterns on options charts. I've seen them a lot. So I've been backtesting this stuff recently in the last couple of weeks. It's making sense. So let's see. Let's see if we get a setup here, and then we'll see. Right now, though, on a 30-minute, there's still nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just a choppy mess. So again, you can see even though this is not very different from what I traded so far this year. Just a couple of tweaks. Just because the Avi levels aren't there. So just a little tweak. Don't need to do much. And please don't expect me to go email DAS and go through all that. You guys are already doing that. That's amazing. I don't know how you do that. For me, that's just a waste of time. If they're not going to do it, they're not going to do it. Let it be. There we go. NVIDIA. NVIDIA's getting tricky now, huh? You see these lower highs? That's telling me that this uptrend is over. And now I'd wait for it. If you want a continued uptrend, wait for it to break out, retest, and confirm that that resistance turned into support. I wouldn't go short either, of course. It's not telling me the sellers are really taking over. Not yet. I don't see a lot of that going on. It's still overall strong. Now it's a matter of wait and see. Again, it's just a 1 minute thing. I really like to see all this on a 30-minute chart. And the big one is here. On the 30-minute, you're never thinking short. You're always thinking bullish after this first 30-minute candle today. There's no way you're thinking about this as a short. Cool. Tarek, oh yeah, you're new here too. Welcome. We got to get out to Abu Dhabi, man. End of this month, I'm telling you. Not this month, next month, September. MNQ pulling back. MNQ is the futures, right? On the Qs, is that right? I haven't looked at that in a while. There we go. We got something going on here on the Qs. Look at that. Ooh, that's a setup. You see that? So if I was trading the Qs, I'll see that it's been very bullish. And here's your pullback. Well, here's a consolidation, then a pullback overnight. Then it put in this continuation pattern, this hammer, room to the left and all. So I would put a line right over there, the top of that hammer, basically. Whoops. What I'm looking for is the entry right there, just above 571. Then, let's see, when it was there, I'd go into the Q's options. And you want to go out of the money, pick something with lots of liquidity. Look at that. You don't have a lot of open interest on these. Anyways, out of the money, let's go 572. Okay. So at what time was it there? Right there. Around about 10 a.m. Okay, around 10 a.m. Do you see a setup on this chart? In this zone right here. Let's see, push down. You're seeing these higher lows, even more higher lows. You might have been able to take an entry. No, that's too early. You're only thinking in this area. Push up came down here. Here was where I would think of an entry, maybe. But no, wait a sec. No, I don't see it. Actually, I don't see anything. There's nothing that's standing out. So no setup. It went, but no setup. So I wouldn't trade this. Over here, you can kind of see it on a 1 minute chart where you have a bit of an ABCD pattern here, but this reverse hammer is very tricky, right? You don't want to go against it. Anyways, I'm looking for it on this chart, not on this chart. And I don't see an entry here, even though the setup's there perfectly well on a 30. But if it's not there in the 1 as well, I won't take it. And I'm looking at these options. Anyways, I don't trade Qs. Look at the, for those of you guys who have forgotten or who are new, the reason I trade SPY options only is because of liquidity. Look at the open interest here on the Qs. You have this one here, 9,000 is pretty much the biggest one here. And if you look at the SPY, biggest one is, I think up here, where is it? Here, look at that, 33,000. See the massive difference in liquidity? That's my only reason. So, anyways, the setup was there on the Qs on a 30-minute. Not too different from NVIDIA.
Avi on the SPY 644.50. It was acting like support on Friday. It seems to be having a hard time getting through that today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it right there. Yeah, it's stuck there. And that was also pre-market resistance, basically. So it was support. It turned resistance at 4 a.m. Now it's back at it. So listen, it could go through it. It could not. I don't know. You can see the 1 minute chart here. It's a mess. Overall, if I had to guess, I would say it's likely to break through it just because you see these higher lows and it's bumped itself on that level continuously so far today. Of course, very difficult to manage this trade if you're trading this. But it could break out, but then where is it going to go? Look to the left. It's just going to get right into more chop, right? If it breaks out, it's stuck at 645. It's just not a clean day.
The JPM color is sitting right about 648. On the SPX, it's like 65.05.
648. Okay. What do you
On the
call it?
SPX, it's about 65.05 is JPM color.
JPM collar. That's what you were saying was. Gosh, please remind me again what that is. JPM collar.
It's a JPM where they have the calls and the puts and they roll it like every quarter. Usually the market has a reaction at those levels, and you know, in the past it has even dropped down about 7 to 10%.
Okay, cool. So that could be interesting at 648. It's I mean, the way it's behaving so far today, I don't see it getting up there so far.
Yeah, on the SPX it's 65.05, which roughly translates to around 648.5.
And as the SPX, yeah, it's not close to that either right now. So cool. Yeah, good. Keep an eye on that. And they're rolling these contracts end of every quarter. Is that right?
Yep, end of every quarter.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So how was that house sale number? Was it good, bad? What the hell are we looking
I
at?
don't know. Anyone buy new houses? How's it feel?
I'm trying to sell one. It's not selling, so that's what I'm asking.
They're trying to sell it. No one wants to buy. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. Anyone have the information? What the news was? All I saw is that the candlestick was there, and it didn't do a whole lot. Anyone know it? All right, Brian, you're out. See you later, man. 2 scalps on the SPY. You're a brave man, Brian, trading the SPY like this. I don't know how you do it. Definitely not for me. Dean, you're looking at AMD. Okay, let's look at it. What do we have here? Big move down, and then it got into a scalping zone. So the pre-market's telling you that it's moving down, and then you have this area where it had that breakdown similar to PLTR, right? Yeah. Oh, but it happened very fast, very hard to catch. And then it did a reversal without a setup that I like. I don't see any setup here, do I? No, there's nothing there. I think it's a choppy mess, to be honest. Right here. Oh, but you do have this candle at 10:15. That's a continuation setup, but it's so big, your stop has to be below it. Your entry is high above it, so it's wide. You don't get much RVR even going to the opening price. So no, overall, I'd say leave it alone. If you manage to catch the reversal, cool, but I don't see how to catch that. I don't have a setup for this. Yeah. I'll leave it alone. Most things look a little messy right now.
Hi, Avi.
Hey, Dave. What's up, man?
Not much. We missed you here, man. Like so.
It's good to be back, man. I missed you guys too, really. I just wanted the vacation to end. I'm like, that's enough vacation. I'm done. It's good to be back.
Yeah. Do you think AMD is a short here, or like so it's just messing around here?
I think it's messy. I think it's a day trader's graveyard right now. Leave it alone. I don't see any reason to get into it. Look at it. It's where it likes to be messy. All this stuff, where it's at right now. It's just messing with you. Just leave it alone. Yeah, there's no money to be made in that. Not right now.
Yeah, there's no continuation of that. Like this is the thing.
Yep. No continuation. And a very, very, very simple rule that I used to use, you guys can use, is look at the previous day's action. You can see it had a big day.
Yep.
And then it's right in the middle of it. It's just choppy. It's a mess. The same thing on the SPY. I mean, it had a big day the previous day, and now it's just chopping in the inside of that big day. It's just you can almost plan like, okay, the next day you're not going to show up to trade just because it's, you can have that rule, and it's actually very effective. Keeps you out of these choppy markets. Yeah. Oliver, you got the news. What do you got here? Home sales were up from forecast, but down from the previous. Oh man, all right, sure. Thanks. All right, we got the news. Thanks, Oliver. That's the thing. I don't really care much about the news. I just know that the candlestick didn't do much. That's the only thing that really matters. But it's good to know that there's news coming out, so you can make sure you're not in a position right before the news comes out. That's important. Mark, you got cooked today. Barbecue. Yeah, it's a messy day. It's really a messy day. You can just see it from Friday's action and then where the price opened today. And it's very, very common. After a big day, the next trading day, usually the price opens inside that big day, and then it's a mess in between that. And then it's a matter of super scalping, really tight scalping. And personally, it's not worth it. So you can just keep that as a rule and you'll be okay. SPY, look at this mess. Such a mess. Oh yeah, Jay, yeah. Pesum calls it hangover day. That's right. I forgot about that. Yep. I forgot. I haven't heard him in a long time. The hangover day. Yeah. Now you guys know, be cautious on days like this. Look at the SPY. What a shit show. There's nothing worth talking about here.
Yeah, Avi, thoughts on Google if it claims 208, let's say 30 as support, which is basically the breakup high of the day.
You talking about Google or you talking about Goog, the other ticker?
Google, this one here. Google.
Be careful. We screwed that up earlier. Well, you have the high of day, which is the high of the previous day. Previous day as well. So you don't want to go against that. I'd suggest wait for a setup for a breakout of that, and ideally even a retest, and then go.
If you look at the 1 minute, would you consider this to be kind of a good consolidation for that breakout and retest?
No, definitely not.
No.
This consolidation, no, this is hardly consolidation.
No, sorry, I meant like the entire, since the market opened.
Well, this is too much to look at. But yeah, overall, you're seeing these higher lows, right? So that's a good indication. But you still don't have a way to enter for the big breakout up here. You have this reversal opportunity. That happened very nicely. But the big breakout up here, the way I would enter it is if you get a tight consolidation right where it is now and make that ascending wedge, like these higher lows during the consolidation, and then the breakout and then the retest of the breakout. I think that's the most convincing way to take it. Other than that, you're just, you're entering somewhere down here and you're getting lost in the chop. You could have entered here and then you get stopped out. Then it goes up again, then you enter, and then now you're wondering if you should still hold it. You don't want to put yourself through that experience, right?
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So
Awesome. On a side note, welcome back. We missed you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. Missed you guys too. It's good to be back. This feels normal. Vacation doesn't feel normal. Enough vacations. Yes, Dan, go ahead. Oh, yeah, I see your comment here. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Good morning. That's the comment. Could you explain why you're no longer going to use your AV levels?
Well, they're not working. So they haven't worked since July. It's been 2 months, basically, and I haven't found a single trade just because the levels are too tight. And they're tight because apparently DOS has removed some of the information in their data feed based on some request or something, whatever. It's just not working as it used to. So anyways, I have other strategies to trade, which are no big deal. I can find levels without using these and just trading off of price action, really, which is, again, nothing new. It's how I used to trade before I came up with these levels. So for now, it's not there. So, just leave it alone. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force the levels to exist when they don't. But yeah, that's basically why.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, last minute or so here, guys. Anyone want to talk about anything before we end and come back tomorrow? And hopefully we have a better market to look at. I don't think I'm going to look at anything today.
How was your vacation, Avi?
It was all right. I had some fun with you in Amsterdam, but really that was enough for me. One day, man, I couldn't survive Amsterdam. You guys are crazy over there. What the hell? I had to go pass out. I'm going to sleep. That's enough. I can't do this. You guys are nuts. But honestly, it just gets boring. I don't know. I don't have the ability to sit there and do nothing. I need to be accomplishing things. I need to be building things. It's just that's my happy place. So that's all right. That's good to know. Good to know that's how I react. Even I go on a vacation that I like. I'd go surfing in the Maldives for a couple of days, like actually doing stuff rather than just sitting on the beach. That's more my style. Anyways, it's good to be back here. Let's see if we can day trade, huh? There you go. You're getting that set up on Google. Watch for that breakout. It could happen. Mark, no, I didn't get to try that restaurant. I was there for just a weekend, really, and I didn't get to get out there. Another time. Honestly, I find Europe really boring. I have no interest in Europe. I haven't gone there in 10 years, and now I know why. I'm not gonna go someplace that I have no interest in. I've seen all the history and stuff anyway. Done all that. It's all over. All right, guys. 10:30 here. We'll end this session, and we'll come back tomorrow. Same thing, and then we have our candlelight session as well tomorrow after the trading session. So we'll have hopefully we'll have a good market to have some fun with. Cool. All right, you guys take it easy. Good to see you all again. I'll see you all again tomorrow then.
Thanks, Avi.
Awesome. Thanks,
Okay.
Avi.
Sure. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Avi.
See ya.